Yes, people. How are we doing? Welcome back to episode Catabot. Episode. What the fuck?
What
Great,
just happened?
great intro, bro. Welcome back to the Catabolic Window podcast episode. I don't fucking know what. We are here a day late because Jack decided to oversleep yesterday like an absolute mong. So that's
Mate,
good.
I have no idea what the fuck happened. I got woken up by Luke 4 hours after I was meant to be up. I was absolutely shitting myself. I was like, fuck, I've got no idea what happened. I set 3 alarms today, and they all went off. So I don't know what the fuck happened. But I literally answered Luke and was like, mate, I'm 4 hours behind. Yesterday was horrible. Actually, one of the worst days I've ever had. I was fucking grafting until late to get everything sorted. But
That tends to happen when you wake up late,
mate, I'm fucking fuming. To be fair, I only had the one alarm, but I've never had issues with my alarm before. I've got no idea what happened. But yeah, anyway, it is what it is.
Got to get it set, bro. Got to get it set.
It's set automatically. It's the same time every day. Anyway, right. Fucking.
I have just fucking slept through it though. It's just one of those things, man.
Yeah, jarring though. All right. How has your week been, mate? What you been up to?
Fucking getting fat.
Nice.
132.7 today, which is not crazy. Last week was a bit of a shitter. This week was a bit better. I had like
130 pounds. Beast.
I had like a probably 1,500 calorie binge one day last week. That was, and then I'm sort of like now I'm like I've eaten everything nice that I wanted to eat, and now I'm like, yeah, fucking whatever. I don't care anymore.
Want to get lean?
But it was the old like, oh yeah, let's just have, you know, a slice of this banana bread, like a little sliver, and then it's like, oh, let's have a handful of cereal, and then it's like, oh, I haven't had any Nutella in a while, so let's have a bit of that. And oh, I wonder what banana chips dipped in Nutella would taste like. I bet that tastes good. And then I remembered that there's a fucking loaf. I did raid as well. I had some jam on toast. That was nice. And
mate, you're cutting in and out a shit ton. I can't lie.
Oh, let me hotspot myself.
Oh,
1 second.
Wi-Fi going crazy, G.
And there we go. Are we in?
We're in. Once we're in, we're in.
Yeah, and then I remembered that there was a tub of Ben and Jerry's in the freezer, so I had.
Ooh.
There was like 2/3 of it left, and I was like, yeah, I'll have a bit of it, and I obviously had the whole fucking tub of what was left. And then I'm like, Luke, you're a cunt. Go to bed for fuck's sake.
Yeah, fair.
Whereas this last week has been much better. I've sort of been able to track most things there or thereabouts. Like the day that I had an off plan, I was over by 400 calories, which is significantly better, right? So as a result, body weight's, I'm like a pound lighter than I was this time last week. So I don't know if I'll get more food or not. There was a bump up to like 135 over the weekend, and then yeah, it's come back down again.
Fair enough, mate. Well, an eventful week. How are you feeling about post prep?
Still a bit shit.
Fair enough. Sorry to hear it, broski. Sorry to hear it.
You know, it is what it is, man.
What shit about it in particular?
Just the old like, oh, you spent so long chasing getting leaner, getting more condition, getting more detail, and I'm like, my midsection looks fucking whack.
Well, it has to get worse before it gets better, you know. But yeah, unfortunately, that is the art of bodybuilding. It's always that kind of like that initial reverse out that doesn't tend to look phenomenal, and then once you're kind of at a decent level where you can actually start building tissue, then it's going to look a bit better, isn't it?
Yeah.
until then, broski, it's not great. But
Did you see the shots I posted this morning?
I didn't. No, I haven't been on Instagram yet.
Oh, I looked at those and I'm like, oh yeah, fucking, I don't hate this. This is all right. So that's nice, because the past couple of weeks I've like, this was front relaxed. Is that gonna?
No, it's not gonna work. Wait, let me pull it up.
I'll send them to you.
There we go. No, I already got them, bro. Already there. There we go.
Well, I only posted like a story, but okay.
Yeah, mate, these are fucking good.
Yeah, I was like,
the midsection is a bit watery, but it's not horrific at all. Like, it's still in.
yeah,
But your legs are just way grainier, which, mate, welcome to my physique.
mate, it's weird how they've stayed like this, because my legs have never been something that's been lean. I mean, I'm only a couple of pounds up, so I don't know if it will stay like this, but they've always been a fat body part, whereas like that's just as much hamstring detail as I had on stage.
Mm.
So I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, well,
but yeah, still feeling a little bit hit and miss about things. Speaking of missing,
yep.
Dr. Mike's PhD dissertation looked good.
Oh shit! You tell him.
Well, I was chatting about this with one of my clients on Monday, who sort of followed it and was giving me the gossip. I don't have the fucking time to keep up with that shit.
Bro, it's in our industry. You got to be paying attention to our industry. Come on now. This guy.
Yeah, what did you think, having a look at everything?
So the fucking, what's he called? Solomon, whatever. This is great. If this is your source of news, anyone listening, you're fucked. This is like the most tapped source of news. Solomon something, who I've followed for a while, and he's literally like he's like a professional Dr. Mike hater. It's so funny. He'll constantly shits on what he puts out. If you go on his channel, not that there's anything, I mean, I was gonna say not there's anything wrong with it. It is what it is. But yeah, if you go on his channel, it's literally just constantly him like dragging Mike over everything, and a lot of it is very valid, to be honest. I think a lot of the hatred for Mike is invalid. Like, I don't hate Mike, but there's a lot of stuff where I'm like, yeah, this is stupid. So I saw that and I was like, oh, because he's someone I'm subscribed to. I was like, oh, okay, PhD, cool. Sure, I'll give that a watch. Like, I wonder what he has. I watch a lot of them just to be like, I think you're being overly harsh. And then sometimes I'm like, no, that's valid, that is shit. Yeah, the PhD was basically like, because Mike throws around his PhD all the time, and he's like, oh, I'm very clever and I'm very smart, I'm very good at my job, etc., etc. And the PhD essentially, there was a few issues with it. One is this so-called PhD that he's been like touting to high heaven basically came to the conclusion of people who are leaner and carry more muscle mass tend to perform better in most things and tend to be stronger. Which is a very funny conclusion, and isn't very new or exciting or really anything. And a lot of the like numbers and standard deviations that he had were so wrong. It would suggest like athletes who were like, I think it was like 3 meters tall to like 3 inches tall or something stupid, or athletes' ages ranged from a negative number up until like their 40s.
Right.
And yeah, there's just a lot of like very clear, very poor errors in it. A lot of it takes from his professor's work, so it doesn't feel very original. And basically, yeah, it's just a very, very shitly formulated way of saying people with more muscle tend to be a bit stronger. And that's what he got dragged for, basically, is he was like, okay, look, this is clearly wank. Why is Dr. Mike praising this like it's the fucking high heavens? Mike came out being all sassy and was like, mate, that's a draft, you're an idiot, you're so badly informed, like this is kind of embarrassing that you found a draft. Like him and Milo made a video where they tried to address all the criticisms, and him and Milo were very cocky and very holier than thou, and were like, hey, look, you're an idiot, you should take down that video, it's purposefully spreading misinformation. I don't know how the fuck you've fucked that up, Solomon, it's so bad.
Right.
And then Mike said, "Hey, I'll release the new dissertation. I'll release the final dissertation when I can find it, because it's been quite a while." And everyone's like, "Oh, red flags already." And then he came out and was like, upon further review, that was my final dissertation. Never mind. Fair play. And also the whole video of him and Milo, he's literally just like cracking jokes constantly the entire time. Like Milo was kind of straw manning Solomon's argument and being like, "Oh, Solomon said that a PhD has to be like, you know, like Stephen Hawking level, like earth-shattering revelations," which is not what he was saying. He was saying like a PhD has to show that you are somewhat academic and somewhat asking interesting questions. And if your question is, does muscle make you strong? That's a shit question. Like a lot of unis are going to be like, no, that's not good enough. It's so open and shut. It's pointless.
Yeah.
And so Milo was straw manning that, and then Mike would be like, haha, Stephen Hawking, and made jokes about him and Stephen Hawking being on Epstein's island. And it's just like very weird and bizarre watching that video, because like it's like, Mike, your career's at stake. Take it seriously, brother. Stop cracking jokes. And then yeah, he still was like trying to crack jokes and be playful. When he was like, "Oh, fair play, you got me. That was my dissertation. But I've dished out so many insults. I guess I can take a few, you know, fair play or whatever." And then like a tongue out winky emoji, and it's like, it's just embarrassing from Mike, man, that he's got such a shit PhD that clearly he only got through because of like some kind of nepotism, and he's been quoting it and being like, "Oh, I'm such a fucking master of exercise science," and he's been touting that for years. And it's just, yeah, so wank and so badly done.
Right. I see.
So yeah, it kind of ruins his claim to authority within the industry. And realistically, what he should have done, which a lot of people have said from the start, is just be like, "Yeah, man, I rushed a PhD. That was like 10 years ago. It was shit. I would definitely do things differently now. But hey, look at all the stuff I've done since." And I'd be like, "Okay, fair enough." But the lying and the being like, "No, that's not it. You're an idiot. How could you think that's my final form?" And it actually was, is what's cooked him.
That's actually not. That's not quite what I've seen, which is a bit confusing.
What have you seen?
So I've sort of seen him seen that, like, you know, this was an older draft that was accidentally sent along, rather than being the full initial thing. And there was less mistakes in this newer version of it, which you would fucking hope to expect, right?
Are you referring to?
Yeah, you can post up.
Okay, right. First of all, Bosh. This is from Dr. Mike himself 2 days ago. Upon further review, the dissertation Solomon examined was indeed the correct document. Most of the errors were clerical, misplaced negative sign off.
Right.
These are now fixed and will appear in the official archive. He's fixed them today.
Right.
For full transparency, the original corrected document database is a link to Milo Wolf's video description. And then look, there you go, fucking emojis, and he's fucking around. He got caught because he did release an updated document, but I don't know if you've seen it. The first half is like Word documents. The second half is scanned documents that are then images on the screen. And if you look at the metadata for it, it's not owned by the university he went to. It's owned by I forget the exact company, but it's like Dr. Mike's PR agency.
Right.
So it's like, why does a separate company to the university own this document? Why can it not be found on the university archives? And so yeah, he tried to do a fake, and everyone was like, "This fake is very clearly fake." And then he came out and made that post and was like, "Yeah, never mind. You were right, Solomon. My bad." And then he's corrected a few of the errors recently, but he still tried to get a little fake one out there, which is kind of mad.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I see. The issue is like the hiding it and that sort of thing, then, really, isn't it? Because your PhD is never going to be your best work. The first client that you coach is not going to be your absolute best work. you're going to make some mistakes. And the client that I was talking to about this, I was like, one of the first people that I sort of had come into the gym and ask me about stuff and that sort of thing, and going through a session. I put him on the leg press, like 55 fucking kilo guy, and forgot to consider the fact that this guy might not have the strength to push the 75 kilo leg press up into the air. So we've got the safeties there, and this thing just like fucking comes down and yeets on him, basically. I mean, he was fine, but like, it's not a great confidence thing for the first exercise you go on to like come and land on top of you.
Yeah, not ideal.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I feel you, brother. I feel you.
So yeah, that wasn't ideal, but you know,
I think it's not necessarily the it's not necessarily the fact that like the diss is bad. It is literally just the kind of the covering it up and like just own it, man. You know, like also I think people who don't like Dr. Mike get annoyed by the fact that he's made a claim to authority with his dissertation or his PhD so much, and the fact that then it gets uncovered that actually it's like just quite mid. I think annoys a lot of people. And like I think I don't take as much umbrage because I don't think Mike's ever said, hey, I'm a really good exercise scientist because I wrote a really good PhD. He's always been like, I am Dr. Mike, which he is. I have a PhD, which he does. And I'm really good at exercise science, which, yeah, sure. Like, he knows a lot of shit. And so I think you can't really fault him for that, because he doesn't start the videos by going, hey, I have the most interesting PhD in the world. He starts it off by saying, I'm really smart and I have a PhD. And it's, you can't really fault him for that, because I think most people in that instance would say the same thing. Because if you've got a PhD, you're probably going to be pretty smart. He's been in the industry for a while. He's pretty smart. And he just has got a PhD. So I don't really have an issue with it being shit. It's just the covering up of it.
Yeah, I think that's a fair thing to say for sure.
But yeah, do you think his career's in the bin?
No, mate. People forget this kind of shit like basically instantly.
Yeah, I think it'll get mentioned and like kind of joked about, but it's not going to do anything major. You know, people who like Dr. Mike are going to continue liking Dr. Mike, and people who don't like Dr. Mike are going to continue not liking Dr. Mike. It's not really going to change anything, really, is it?
Yeah, like I find him funny, but then sometimes I'm like, he's overplaying the joke now, and it's like, I'm really bored of it. Please stop. But that's like, anyone can go a little bit too far with shit like that.
Yeah, no, agreed. He definitely
like the fact that this guy that's done the like fucking takedown of Dr. Mike, kind of thing is, as you said, like he's basically tried to make a career out of like fucking doing this shit. If you know what I mean. Like, that gives me a bit of the ick.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that.
Just because it's like, yeah, dude, like you can not like someone, but if everything you try and do is really criticizing them, it makes me think, how genuine are you, and are you like going out of your way to try and make them look bad?
Yeah. No, agreed, man. Agreed. It definitely, like, when I saw that video from him, I wasn't expecting it to blow up the way that it did, because he does this all the time, and it's like, okay, well, just another video. Okay, cool. Like, I didn't anticipate that it would be, it would be that one that kind of that goes over the edge, but sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting situation. I think it's more going to affect Dr. Mike's friendships with other people, because a lot of people kind of came out the woodwork to defend him, which I did think was a bit interesting, because like Jeff Nippard and Milo, it's like, you guys weren't really there. So it's a bit interesting for you to just immediately like that is a bit of a leap of faith that you are making. That like, hey, the dissertation is good, but yeah, I think he's probably damaged some friendships with some people that he has by doing that.
That's a good point, actually. That is a very good point. It's
Thank you,
it's weird that people do that. They immediately like rush to go and defend something that they don't really know about.
Yeah, like, I know that it's your mate, but you know, I mean, maybe Milo was there because Milo does work like in academics.
Now,
But
Milo would have been in fucking school when this shit was going on.
yeah, true. I don't know if he's ever looked into, like, you know, maybe he could have like looked into it. I don't know. I mean, he clearly didn't, from the fact that like, you know, all of this has happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Fuck knows what's going on there. But it was interesting to see everyone kind of come out the woodwork to defend old Mikey boy. But I think, yeah, I don't think it's going to have any like long lasting impact. The thing is, I feel like the following of Dr. Mike feels, I don't get the impression that it's really like in its heyday anymore. I don't get the impression that it's really kind of growing like it used to be. I think it is a bit not, I think it's probably getting a bit stagnant now. You know, I don't think it's growing as much as before.
Yeah, he's not on the rise. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think he's on the way down, but like when whatever kind of generation of people that watch him have kind of passed on and move on, I think he's going to get gone. I still see like Coach Mundi and TNF being kind of people who are still growing within the scene. It's kind of, I was going to say it's more American coaches. Dr. Mike's still American, but I feel like RP have kind of fallen a little bit by the wayside.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's fair.
I'm glad that Paul Carter isn't as much of a thing anymore.
Oh, I fucking hate that guy.
Wasn't there beef with no, there wasn't beef with Paul Carter and Paul from PT Project. That was Cass and Paul, wasn't it?
Yes, you're right. Yeah, that was good. That was a banger.
That was so like, I mean, Cass did just kind of like walk back his statements a little bit as soon as he started talking to Paul, and yeah, it's a difficult one because I've got into, I had a few like debates with people on TikTok where they'll caveat a TikTok that I've made, and I'll be like, bro, it was 8 seconds long. That I can't caveat everything. Like, I'm just trying to be as helpful as I can while dealing with people with fried attention spans. So I think you almost get into a position nowadays of social media where it's very easy to accidentally piss someone off, or for someone to come out the woodwork and be like, hey, you're wrong. And then you're like, well, if you interpret my video that way, then yeah, but I'm like, I didn't mean in that instance. Like, you know, if like I could make a video being like, if you want to lose weight, try tracking your calories. And I'll be like, what about people with eating disorders? I'm like, I wasn't really talking to people with eating disorders.
Oh, mate, that shit pisses me off so much. Like, fuck off, man.
Yeah, you could just caveat anything. Like if you try hard enough, you can just be like, that's a bad idea for someone, you know, or hey, that's a good idea for someone. I remember a client sent me a weird exercise they saw in the gym and they were like, what are they doing? And I was like, okay, well, I could probably come up with a justification for it. Like if you pick any abstract exercise, even like a Joel Seedman exercise, you could probably come up with a caveat for a unique situation where that exercise,
Yeah.
you know, like, oh, why are you only going to 90 degrees in a squat? I don't know. They really enjoy squatting. They get pain below that. They've noticed that by squatting to 90 degrees, maybe it's helping them with easing of that pain over time. Cool.
But I've got a client that's got a meniscus issue, so all of his squat patterns we're just like taking to that position which he feels comfortable with.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I recommend to all of my clients.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can kind of work backwards. You can be like, okay, here's a shit exercise for most people, but I can caveat by being like, one person in 8 billion exists who benefits from this.
Yeah.
But usually it comes down then to like the intent of what they're doing. If you then talk to them and they're like, I'm trying to grow my quads as best as possible, and you're like, okay, well then going to 90 degrees probably isn't going to be the best bet unless you're about to tell me you have all manner of knee issues.
Exactly.
Yeah, bro.
So what's been going on for you this week?
I've been ill. Is pretty much what's been going on.
Oh, that's not.
No, it's not been good. I'm back in the gym now, and I'm I'm lighter and softer than I was in prep, which is fucking painful. It's really jarring. It's really getting me down.
How long have you been off? Like a week?
No, I've been off the gym for like 2 weeks,
Fucking
and I've
hell.
just not been able to eat at all. So I'm like 200 pounds soft. And in prep, I was like 210 sharp in prep, which is really, really painful. So yeah, the plan is get healthier, well, get less ill, and then run bloods, and then finally end this fucking health phase. My performance before being ill was like the best it ever was, and it's now taken a bit of a hit. So I'll probably expect like some recomp pictures from me in like 4 weeks time or something when I like get back into training. But yeah, it was a weird headspace because I turned up to the gym yesterday and I felt so like small, fat, and weak. And because like I just wanted to train when there weren't people, and there were people around me, and it was like making me anxious and pissing me off. Like it was like it was weird. It's like I was putting so much pressure on myself to like have to look and perform a certain way in the gym. And like my own perception of myself was so bad. It's funny as well because I was looking at myself like in my clothes before I left for the gym, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so small. I went in the gym and looked at myself in the gym, and I was like, instantly felt bigger. So it's very stupid caveman psychology. But yeah, I remember being in the car park and being like, I've never wanted to go into the gym more because I want to get back to where I was, but I also don't want to go in the gym. Like I was like, I wish I had my own private gym so I could get back to 210 sharp and then go back into the gym. But yeah, it was very weird. It was like a bit of like old school gym anxiety related to like, I feel out of place, I feel weak, I feel shit. And then I trained, my physique came to life a little bit, and I was like, okay, sound. But yeah, did you see those shots I posted yesterday?
Maybe.
My upper's kind of coming to life, but my legs are so flat.
Ah, shit.
It's painful, man. I was looking at my physique and I was like, ugh. But it's the fact that when I weigh in, I'm like 200 pounds. That's fucking crazy because I'm like, I'm softer than prep. I know that. But the fact that I'm lighter is crazy. Yeah, like 2 weeks of training and things will come back. I just need to like get some fucking food in. But yeah, my appetite's been shot to bits, man. I've been struggling to get above like 50 rice a meal. It's bad.
Really?
Mate, yeah, it's been bad. I've been like, I'll eat a bagel and I'm full.
That's wild.
Yeah. I went to Manchester over the weekend, which was great. I got a Five Guys. I had one burger and I was full. I was like, shit, this is going to be an uphill battle. Like that's all I'd eaten that day. Not good, man. Not good. So yeah, what's that?
What were you in Manchester for?
I might be moving there.
Whoa, this is
bro.
news.
Yeah, bro.
Tell me more.
For the listeners at home, where I come from is quite a small little place, and there's not many people about, and not many people in their 20s tend to kind of stick around here. It's literally just like it's just full of like new parents and old people. The average age of someone here probably is like 50s, I would say. So because of that, it's quite boring. Like, you know, you get to the weekend, I've got a day off work, and I just kind of don't know anyone around here anymore. And the people that I do run into are all leaving. And so I kind of want to be where there's more people. There's also not a ton of bodybuilders around. So I'm looking at living near a few places. I know a fair few people who live in Manchester, and there's a nice little bodybuilding scene over there, which is cool, especially in a few kind of located around a few gyms. So I'm looking at maybe moving over there. There's a few places I've got in my head. But yeah, I basically want to just move somewhere where there's a few more people. I can have a bit more of a social life, surround myself a bit more with bodybuilding as well. Because whenever I go to a show weekend, I'm always like, fuck, I love this. And I have to drive home to my back end little town where like it's 7 p.m. Everyone's asleep, and I'm like, fucking, no one's doing anything. Like it just feels very very isolated in a sport that's already and a job that's already very isolated. So yeah, I'm trying to find a little bit more like fun and bodybuilders. I'm not looking to go fucking clubbing. That's not really me. But just looking for like, I don't know, a few more people just to kind of like hang around with. A lot of the bodybuilders who I know from around me have fucked off. A few of them have fucked off to Manchester, which is why that place is appealing. But yeah, most of them have gone. And because I work remotely, I can kind of go where I want to, luckily. So I might as well do that.
Cool, man.
Yeah, bro.
I like it.
Yeah,
bro. I'm glad you're feeling better and got a bit more life in you and all that shit.
Yeah, bro. The brain fog's still killing me a little bit, but
I'm fucked.
Yeah. Is that prep?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's horrible. This illness has wiped me. I can't string a sentence
fucking ill as well. It's bollocks, man.
together. Oh, mate, if you get what I had, best of luck.
Get the AIDS that I had.
Yeah, actually, I was literally like, I was contemplating like ordering some GHRP6 just to have an appetite because I was trying to eat my way out of the cold. I was like, if I can just eat at like, before I was on like 3.8k calories, I was like, right, if I can just get to like 3.5 a day, that's enough good quality food that I can get through this quickly. But I was struggling to back like 1,000. So yeah, not ideal, mate, not ideal. But like I said, with things like this, I think it's very easy to get in your head. And if any listeners at home, you find yourself in a similar spot for whatever reason, if you've never had a setback before, it's going to feel like, oh my God, like
world is going to end. Yeah,
exactly. And realistically, like max 4 weeks, you're getting back to that. You've got 52 in a year, you'll be fine. Like, me, all I need to do now is get my food back to roughly the body weight I was, drive my performance back up to the body weight I was because I used PEDs, and the look I'm comparing myself to was using PEDs. If I reintroduce PEDs, then that look will come back. If you're natural and you're not using PEDs, just get your performance and your body weight back up and you'll be sound. But yeah, like it really doesn't take that long at all. And for anyone who's assisted, there is an inherent difference in look. You just will look a bit fuller and sharper when you're using PEDs. So as much as I'm comparing my like TRT look to my PED look, you probably shouldn't do that because you're always going to feel a bit deflated and a bit fatter in comparison. And that's fine, right? That's perfectly fine. You just, when you're using a performance enhancer, don't compare to yourself when you're not using a performance enhancer. It's a game you'll never win.
No, that would be pretty silly. I can't lie.
It would be silly.
Yeah.
5 grams of Tren just does something, bro.
Just does something good, man. That's what.
Yeah, man. Just makes you a lovely person, innit? If you had 5 grams of Tren, you wouldn't have any brain fog, I'll tell you that much. You'd be flying through walls.
I certainly would be. I certainly fucking would be. Should we leave it there, bro? I'm fucked.
Yeah, I can tell you fucked. We'll leave that there. Thank you everyone for watching and or listening. We will be back to normality from next week. There's a few different guests I want to bring on. If Luke is fucked, I'll see if I can pull some guests in to take his spot, or he can sit there and just kind of you can just chill there and enjoy it, mate. It's all good. But I think we've done like 2 fucked podcasts in a row now. I was thinking this, like, we're the most consistent fitness pod because we probably have the lowest barrier to recording. We will just record if we're fucked and just release a shit episode and be like, yeah, good enough. Send it out to the people. Right. If you want to get coached by Luke, it is at Lactic. Oh my God. It is at Lactic Addict Luke on Instagram. It's not acid, it's addict.
It is not acid.
If I have to tell one more person that it's not acid, this keeps coming up. This is like the past like 8 weeks I've corrected fuck knows like 15 different people. Lactic Addict. It's a play on words. Lactic Addict Luke, YouTube and Instagram. If you want to get coached by me, much easier name, Jack with an underscore, Archer Academy. Okay, Jack _ Archer Academy, Instagram and YouTube. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll be less fucked next time. Bye bye, my sweeties. See ya.